Hello and welcome back to Great Lakes Disc YouTube channel. This is the section where we're going to catch up with pros throughout the year, and we have someone to introduce our first guest.
Today we're gonna talk to Andrew Marwede.
Great job, cue ball. All right, here we go, Andrew. All right, we're here with Andrew Marwede, who's already out and about in the road. We don't even know where he is, so let's catch up with Andrew. Andrew, where are you?
What's going on, Brian? Well, currently I am at a laundromat in Scottsdale, Arizona, getting ready for the Shelle Sharp that's starting this next weekend. Just got done playing around of golf actually. This was my off day for disc golf, but been playing disc golf every other day or every day since getting here in late December. So
That's great. So you've been down there since late December, and you've been playing ball golf on your off days. Is that what you're telling me?
this was the first time that me and Lindsay have gone since going out here, but it's been mainly all disc golf. But today was the one day. It was almost 70 degrees out, so it was a great day to go golfing.
That sounds wonderful. It's about zero where I am right now, and
Yeah,
there's 2.5 feet of snow. So
that's
yeah,
why I'm here.
yeah, exactly. You're a touring disc golfer. You got to take it seriously. You're not gonna get a lot of reps in 2.5 feet of snow and 0 degrees.
For sure.
For sure. So you mentioned you have Shelle Sharp coming up this weekend. What's the course like? How's it playing? What do you think your chances are?
Chances are high. I mean, I'd like to stay hopeful. I took down the win here last year, so defending champion coming in. It's a nice strong field this year, so it's definitely not going to be a gimme. But feeling great. I've had almost a dozen rounds in already there this year. I play the course really well. I think one of the reasons why is because of the dead, hard, dry grass. It really helps with my angle control, mostly for forehands. I really like playing it nice and wide and playing for the skip. I like that a lot better than throwing super high hyzers and doing tombstones. I like seeing it 30, 40-foot flare skip, and I'm really well at controlling the angles of how it's going to skip. So that's one of my strong suits for this course specifically. And it's not the longest course on the road, but it's not the shortest either. So it's in my wheelhouse for distance wise. So I'm feeling confident, and gonna try to birdie everything best I can.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't your highest rated round of the year at this event last year?
Yeah, round one. I've last year we didn't get here as early, so I only had maybe 3 or 4 practice rounds in. From being in Michigan all winter, so it was rather surprising. But yeah, I got a 10 down in super windy conditions at the new XL layout, so I was 1077, and that held the record for the year for highest rated for me at least.
Yeah, that's awesome. I believe Terry Miller put out a little quick round of 9 minutes or less of you making all those shots. So check that out on Terry's YouTube channel. So this off season is kind of shorter for you since you've been down there since December. What else have you been up to on the off season?
Nothing much. We had some RV troubles getting out here and some bank problems. So it was a difficult start to the adventure. But after 5 days of driving, we got here. We've been loving it. It's a little cold for us, but I'm not complaining because it's colder for everybody else. But we haven't been doing too much. Just getting a lot of practice in, a lot of field work, putting, a lot of rounds in, enjoying the nice weather when we can. But just happy to be out here as early as we are. For ample time to practice. Had a nice off season up in our hometown, Alpena, Michigan. Was lucky enough to stay with my older sister, and she has a 10-foot, 9-foot tall basement. So got a lot of practice in when I was there as well. So feeling really ready for the start of the season.
That's great. I know the last couple of winters that you did spend in Michigan, we talked about how many putts you got to make indoors. So glad she's got that big space for you. That's pretty clutch.
For sure. No wind down there either, so I love it.
Yeah, that's got to be pleasant too. So, you split some time, in Michigan and now in Arizona. What's something non-disc golf related that you enjoy about the off season?
I think I stole it earlier, but definitely one of my other hobbies I like is playing golf, maybe once a week or every other week on a nice day, taking the stress out of disc golf and playing a game where I know I'm not that good, so I don't get as frustrated with a bad shot. But I've always enjoyed playing golf even when I was younger. So um, that's something to do in the off season, before the year starts, and try to enjoy a little bit of it as well. So
What's your best club you swing?
today was driver. I got a brand new driver, brand new shaft for it. So nice firm shaft. I was cranking them down the fairway. Closer to the putting green is not quite as good, but
That's the hardest part, right? And that's where the
yeah,
phrase the putt for dough thing came, right? But it's fun to swing the one wood and crack it. I'm not much of a driver. I'm more a three wood guy, but for
yep.
sure, that's pretty cool. We have Shelle Sharp this weekend. What's the rest of the schedule look like for Andrew Marwede?
So we're doing Maricopa, which is the weekend after, a little bit south of Scottsdale. So we got two A tiers in Arizona to start off the year. Then we actually have about 3 or 4 weeks off. We made the decision to go to Florida, so we're going to go across the state to Arizona and then across the country back to Florida. So we're going to start out the Pro Tour season playing the Florida Open, whatever it's called. I'm not even sure. Chess.com Open, maybe Invitational, something. But we're going to do all the Pro Tours. We're doing all the Pro Tours this year. Obviously, always sprinkling A tiers on the in between weeks with a few off weeks here and there. But our plan right now is to go to Europe for the European Open and then the Pro Tour in Estonia, which is the following weekend. But that all depends, got to qualify, got to plan accordingly. But so far, that is the plan.
Yeah, so I think that's wonderful. I'm super jealous that you get to go over. I think that's about the only thing left on my disc golf bucket list. Not I don't even need to play. Like I'll go over watch you guys shoot and shred. You know what I mean? So that's super cool. I hope that through for you. If you don't head over to Europe, do you know like what direction in the country you think you're gonna head or?
Um, if we don't, there's an A tier in Maine, which is my newest sponsor, Circle One, hosts that tournament. So if we don't make it over to Europe, we're gonna head up to Maine most likely and play that tournament for them. And honestly, I haven't checked what other tournaments would be the backup plan, to be honest.
That's
So
fair.
that's the only one I got off the top of my head. But if not, maybe it would be a good time for an off week or go back to Michigan and visit some family.
Hey, that's always a positive. We'd love to see you around the shop anytime. So that's awesome. You mentioned we'll segue, we'll pause. You got a new sponsor. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yep. So they're called C1 Discs, Circle One Discs. There's a apparel company out of Maine. I met them last fall, and they got great products and really cool designs, and they're kind of from the golf background as well. So they have a super athletic-y feel shirt.
Awesome.
So we're be having some custom run, wherever you want to call it, t-shirts and jerseys or whatever they come up with here in the works soon. So in the meantime, I got my package here about a week ago, so I've been trying out their new shirts, loving them, and I guess stay tuned to see what comes out, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. That would be wonderful. Can't wait to support and put something cool on my back and help you out. So that's pretty fun. Um, you know, I'm jealous. I watched you last year play at Memorial. I wish I was back down there right now. I'll admit, going to Arizona is one of my favorite parts of the year. What's your favorite part of the year, or event, or stretch of the year when you're out there on tour?
I've always loved the East Coast, towards the later summer, early fall. Maybe it's because I'm more tuned in on my frisbees and playing well, but also just the style of courses. So that's my easy answer, and it's proven through my stats and stuff. I always just play better and just through the course style as well. But uh, a close second, would be Arizona as well, because then you have that itch of wanting to play in warm weather, and I really enjoy the courses out here too. So that's a close second, but easy answer for sure is out east, playing Massachusetts, Vermont, over that way.
Yeah, for sure. Courses maybe fit your style a little bit better too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Not quite as
Yeah.
long bomber, par fives and stuff like that. You gotta miss a tree or two on the way to the basket.
Yeah, I like that you said that you're a little bit more in tune too. So at the end of the season, that kind of makes sense as well. So that's pretty great. So you have driven from Michigan to Arizona already, and then you're headed to Florida and then Texas and then all over the United States. You've done this a few times now. Is there like any specific like stores or parks or gas stations or restaurants that you like remember along your route that you want to stop at each year? Anything that's kind of unique or sentimental?
Specific ones, I don't think so really. over the years, you kind of like remember, like obviously like the huge truck stops on the way or something like that. You're like, oh, I've been here before, but nothing too, um, specific on a small rinky-dink place that I remember, or nothing like that. But I always look forward to, certain regions, mostly for food, and nothing like crazy fancy food, but like even just like, going down east or southeast and you have a Bojangles around the corner, you don't get
Yeah,
that everywhere. So
for sure.
like my fast food chicken for sure. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fast food chicken guy myself. My first time I've ever had Bojangles, or the first time I had Chick-fil-A or anything like that, was on a disc golf road trip. So I
for sure,
totally
yeah.
agree. Yeah. So you've kind of had this brand thing attached to Andrew Marwede over the last couple of years of the cookie. We saw it on some of your stamp discs from a previous retail sponsor or a previous manufacturer sponsor, and then you had the cookie highlight that's been on DGN. How do you feel about that? Like being attached to that? You think that's great? You think that's something you want to continue to push? Do we see a cookie jersey from Circle One? What's the path with that?
Yeah, it definitely was cool that it happened. It gave me a little bit more of a spotlight earlier in my career. Wasn't quite meant to be like that, but it was a funny bit that turned out, and even just a couple days ago, someone recognized me on the course and wants to give me a cookie next time they see me at Shelle or something like that. But I don't want to roll with it too much. I'll sprinkle it in every once in a while, maybe a handful of times per year, you know, but don't want to overdo it. Probably won't see a jersey, but I mean, you never know. Well, I guess I'll keep the viewers, surprised if anything does happen with that. But just meant to be a funny joke, sprinkle it in from time to time and see if anyone notices. Why not?
Yeah, why not? It's a good time. It's all fun, and you got to make yourself laugh and smile. You can't just have all work no play.
Exactly.
Speaking of getting out this year and great players, we're obviously going to be cheering for you. Besides you, who should we be keeping an eye out on? Who do you think's going to have a great year that maybe it doesn't get the coverage they deserve or whatever?
And this is almost too easy of an answer. I don't want to be cliche, but local boy Luke Taylor, 1031 rated now, second highest in the state. Only I don't know how old he is, 17, maybe even 16 still. I
Yeah,
feel like he's
yeah,
been 16 for 5 years, but
fair, yeah.
yeah, he
Uh,
always, has gone out on the tour, a few times per year. And I know he plays well at Preserve. I'm pretty sure he got I can't remember what finish it was, but every once in a while you'll see him on tour, on a weekend off of school and he goes there and he's there to play. So I wouldn't be surprised if he won one this year or easily podium, especially the more and more events that he plays. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, that would be crazy. The store would be going nuts. The states would be going nuts. It would be awesome. He did play a good amount of disc golf pro tour events. Great call out. He finished top 25 at the Preserve, basically at Ledgestone, and in the playoffs at Maple Hill, I believe, as well. So that's pretty cool. Great call, and I don't think you're a homer at all. I mean, that he's just a good player. Nothing wrong with that.
Easy
Speaking
pick
of
right there.
Homer,
Yep.
yeah, speaking of Homer, you got a little Homer on your shirt there. I got a little Homer on my shirt that's underneath this. So both of our professional sports teams are still in the playoffs at this moment whenever you listen to it. So go Bills, go Lions. Hope I didn't just jinx anything, but that's great. How can people support you out on tour?
Easiest way is buy something with my name on it. I got a tour series coming up for DGA this year. Can't spoil what the mold is going to be, but those are always come out in early spring. Obviously, if you want to buy a riff from Great Lakes, but honestly, Great Lakes has a bunch of different molds, so there's not just one. Go to Great Lakes, click on my name, a bunch of different frisbees to pick from. Along with my other sponsors, Squatch, use my code Andrew, get free shipping off a bag, best bags in the business. Mitten Bags has custom mitten bags. They're nice and chalky. I use them every single time before I putt. Um, Circle One just announced got new T-shirts. I think that's all. Hopefully I didn't miss one, but yep, just head over to my socials. I have all my sponsors listed right there, and helping them helps me stay on the road and have a little bit more gas for my 55-gallon gas tank. So
That's a big tank. If you're watching slash listening to this on YouTube, we'll link the links for Andrew below. his socials and some of his goodies at the Great Lakes Disc website as well. While we're taking some time, remember to like and subscribe while you're looking around for Andrew's cool stuff. But let's do a giveaway, Andrew. I happen to
Let's do
have
it.
this great rift of yours right here. I personally bag a riff now. You've changed me. You've changed my mid-range game. Not my mid-range jumper. It's still trash, but my mid-range game is good. So let's go in honor of your manufacturer sponsor. All you gotta do is comment below your favorite DGA mold, and then bonus points if it's of course an Andrew Marwede run mold. And we'll randomly select someone by the end of this month or so, and we'll contact you if you win. Anything else you want to add to the show, to your time?
No, just stay on the lookout for exciting new things. I've got a lot of the same sponsors returning, one new one, but I can assure you from every sponsor, there's going to be one, if not more, really cool things happening throughout the year. So stay tuned, be on the lookout. There's going to be a lot of exciting things releasing, and if not, stuff to try out. So I'm sure you guys will like it and enjoy it as much as I do.
Well said. Well, thank you for your time tonight. Good luck this weekend, and good luck the rest of 2024, of course. And we'll be talking to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Brian.